Hey guys, this is Awesome John 22 coming in today with another review, and today we are taking a look at part 2 of Superion, specifically Firefly and Alpha Bravo, the figures which I will be utilizing as Superion's legs. And here they are, but as you know, I do not start off looking at figures in their robot modes, I start off in their vehicle modes, so we need to get these guys transformed up through the magic of jump cuts. And here we have Firefly and Alpha Bravo in their vehicle modes, and yeah, Firefly over here, aside from some very superficial differences like folding up this fin like so, and folding up the landing gear underneath his nose, his transformation is exactly the same as Skydive's, so we're actually going to skip it. And yeah, he looks really good. He's primarily white with red highlights, whereas Skydive, the only other jet we've looked at so far, was primarily red and black and gray, and didn't really have like this highlight color. Basically what I'm saying is they're not just, like, not quite close all the way, they're not just like thematic repaints of each other. They each have their own distinct color scheme, their own distinct look, and I really like this guy. I love the way this guy's head sculpt looks. Let's zoom in on. You can see he's got a battle faceplate looking thing. So the silver from it carries over up into the top of his head. He's got the bright blue optics, the nice Autobot symbol, this really cool blue here that isn't quite Allspark blue, which is great, because Allspark blue sucks. Other than that, he's mostly, like I said, white with red. And let me tell you, if it weren't for the red sitting behind the white, breaking it up, he would look super boring, but I think he has just enough design distinctiveness, and I think he has just enough color picking out his molding to really make him look like his own robot, really make him look interesting. You can see, zooming in, some great fan detailing here, some great molded detailing here. He had all kinds of molded detailing in his vehicle mode too, that I guess I didn't really point out. Silver vents, silver cockpit. It's pretty much the standard stuff anymore, though. I mean, he has all the appropriate jet detailing in all the appropriate places. Just like Skydive, his articulation is exactly what you'd expect from a modern figure, despite the fact that he transforms into two different limbs as well. He even has a ball-jointed head. They can do a full 360. And unlike Skydive, he actually has, you probably heard it already, ratcheted elbows. He also has machine guns in his wrists, which is just freaking cool. But yeah, ratcheted elbows. So, if I can get in there, he has absolutely no issue whatsoever holding any of his weapons. You can see, just great. I mean, they're going to stay there, and it looks absolutely fantastic. But for the most part, he is very similar to his counterpart. So what we're probably going to focus the most on here, well, not probably, definitely going to focus the most on here, is Alpha Bravo. He's the new member of the team, which we will talk about some more when we get to Superion, provided I don't forget. Just like his fellows, he has fantastic molded detailing all throughout. Black cockpits this time. This is slightly annoying. These two paint apps don't quite match up, and there's not really anything I can do about it, but whatever. Great blue stripe down the sides. It continues into these fins here on the back with the Autobot symbol. Missile pods on his sides done up in that metallic copper. And of course, as a helicopter, his rotor can spin. No landing gear, but he's the only one that I feel it's worth pointing out the foot/hand/weapon in vehicle mode, because you can attach it to the bottom, and not only does that kind of like landing gear, but it kind of resembles a weapon pod, and it's very nifty. And yeah, other than that, he's a helicopter. He's a good looking helicopter, probably one of the best ones we've gotten in a deluxe scale in, I don't know, forever, and I really like it. I like it a lot. His transformation, despite the fact that he's a completely different kind of vehicle, is also quite similar to what we've already seen. We're just going to kind of lift this up slightly, like so, and split these off. Next we're going to come here and fold these up like so on both sides, then split the nose, rotate its sections up on either side, like so. Next we're going to come around here and we're going to split this, just pretty much just like we saw on all of the other guys so far, and make sure these pegs here on the front are rotated forward, of course. And next, I believe, yeah, we rotate that around. These are going to keep popping out. And then split it, which is, the tabs are really stiff. Yeah, but split that, make sure this is all pointing in the right direction. And then we're going to come here, we're going to kind of lower this back down, and then we're going to loosen that up. It's a little stiff as well. Bring it down, peg it in like so. And then what I like to do at this point is just fold the rotor pieces up like that, rotate the head around, and there you have Alpha Bravo in his robot mode as well. And despite him being, you can also rotate this tail piece kind of like that. I mean, I don't really personally like it, but you can. It's not, like, despite him being a new character, I really like him. Again, like I said, we'll talk about that more later. But really like his design. He's got this really nifty orange that goes really nice with the metallic copper. The orange carries up into his head, which is cast in this light gray plastic, the same as this chest piece, and is broken up by orange and bright blue, the same color as the optics on the other aerial bots. He's got a little bit of black here and there, but mostly he's white and orange and really bright, with really great detail carrying over from his vehicle mode, and just ends up looking really good and transforming really well. He's really solid. He has the same ratcheted elbows as Firefly, and same functioning shoulders, same functionality in the hips, in the knees, rotates at the waist, so it's a little stiffer than on the others. And of course, because he does have his rotors are totally coming loose now. What I like to do, I want to point this out, if you bring his rotors down, or if you bring this mount for the rotors down all the way, they come loose. If you leave it back like this a little bit, they hold in place better. Just a little tip. Even though I completely undermined myself there by putting it in the wrong spot. But yeah, of course, because he has the same ratcheted elbows as Firefly, he does have the same capacity to hold his weapons very well. He comes with this kind of belt-loaded machine gun looking thing, as well as a Gatling gun version of the foot weapon. And it's a little hard getting in his hand for some reason. And once they're in there, he holds them very well, and he looks quite good doing it. His weapons are the only ones out of all of these guys who look like real-world conventional weapons. And while I like my sci-fi guns, I also like my machine guns, so I kind of dig it. In fact, I dig it a lot. Overall, my opinion of these guys are pretty much the exact same as my opinion of Skydive, who I already said I really like. They're exactly the same size. They have pretty much the exact same moving parts. Only the sculpting and the paint is different. Everything else, transformation scheme, overall aesthetic, size, base transformation scheme, it's all identical. And yet you get these really different looking figures. For example, here we have them all together, and you can see, I mean, they look, bring the camera up just a little bit, they definitely look like they're all part of the same set. Don't get me wrong. But there's distinct differences between the three of them. They all look like separate characters. They aren't just repaints or the like. And I just absolutely love it. The problem we've had with combiners in the past is either they weren't large enough, they were too generic, they were just repaints of other figures, or they just simply weren't well engineered. These guys don't share any of those problems. And I think it's why the Combiner Wars line is really really impressing me so far. For the first time in a really long time, it really feels like Hasbro is trying to fix their past mistakes. And that is why, as this second part in the Superion miniseries comes to a close, I once again say that I absolutely wholeheartedly recommend these figures. Just like Skydive, these figures are not particularly great or outstanding, but they're certainly good, and they do contribute to an overall greater whole. So if you're going to buy one, you kind of have to buy them all. And yeah, overall this can get pretty pricey, but no more pricey than buying the majority of a line from any past line of Transformers, so I don't honestly really see the difference. I've been seeing these guys all over in my local retail stores lately, so you shouldn't have a problem finding them either. But if you do, I recommend Amazon. I picked these up on Amazon. They arrived promptly in good shape. I was able to lump shipments together and have them all delivered at once and save on shipping cost. It was a fantastic experience, but if for whatever reason you don't feel like shopping Amazon, there's also Big Bad Toy Store or TF Source, both of which are also great and still have these figures in stock. It's the Wave 2 figures that they don't always necessarily have. But that's a whole other thing that we'll get to eventually. Either way, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, because I certainly enjoyed making it. Please help me out, like and subscribe, and leave a comment down below if you feel so inclined. In the description down below, you'll find links to all the other things I'm working on, including a link to my collections video, which will be updated soon, as I keep saying, and I really mean it this time. Check it out, and if you see anything in that video that you would like me to review, let me know and I will see what I can do. Either way, this has been AwesomeJohn22, and I will talk to you guys later with more Superion.